Alright, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time of day it is for you. Good day. Now, I changed my location a little bit. The lighting might be a little bit weird. Yeah, I can see, yeah, the face cam part, it's a bit blurry. There's no way I could actually move these lights because they're attached to the ceiling. I brought up my picnic table, had this in the closet, forgot I had it, so brought it over to the dining room area, opened it up, so now I actually got a chair. So I'm not sitting on my butt. I don't have to worry about my butt getting all numbed up while we're trying to paint. And we have a little bit more room here. Let's making sure the music is... Oh, wait. Let me put on the headphones so I can actually hear it. I can't hear anything from the OBS. So here we go. Hey, Celia, welcome to the stream. Mysterious purple glow. Yeah, this isn't even a purple shirt. This shirt is brown. So I'm curious, how does the... Look at this webcam is fine, but how does it look here? Maybe not, it's just my shirt that's weird. It's science, right? But anyway, if the music is too loud or too low, just let me know. I'm trying to make it so it's not drowning out my voice, but I don't want it so quiet you can barely hear it. So, we did the first run of paint on here. Normally you don't need to do like multiple coats of paint, but I'm a rookie when it comes to this. I'm not that great, and I always have to do multiple coats. And I was looking at this previously. I think I got too much of the cream color white on there. I want more red. Like the primary color for the Blood Ravens is red, and the accent color is, well, gold and cream color white. The shoulder pads are cream color white. So here, this is like a kind of sort of custom made my Space Marine Captain or Chapter Master or whatever. See how shoulder pads get that cream color, and the okay, if it focuses, he seems good. Okay, that's great. Yeah, the shoulder pads are cream, with the etching is gold, and his armor is red. Some, you know, gold highlights, and there's usually like some other, like the minor units of like black, like the Aquello Crust, which has to be black. So that's the main colors, mainly red, gold trimming, the white accent, and a little bit of gold for the more important parts. And I went way too heavy on the cream. So I think I'm gonna paint this front part, make that red for both sides. The outer plate, I should have painted those red instead of the cream. And I might leave like this side here and this side, leave that cream color. I'll paint this part red, even though it's not gonna be seen very much. So yeah, red up front, red on that, on the outer plates. I'm debating if I'm going to change that. You know, I might change that red too, yeah. Not sure how the paint's going to like mix well with this, but we'll see. It's not very evenly painted, but you know what? It's been 10 years and I forgot to put water in here. Hold up. Let me put some water in this so I could rinse off my brushes. Oh, and the magnets I was testing out, I was trying out with the sponsoons. So I was trying out with this heavy bolter, and I put a magnet in this one, right? So they stuck, but when I tried to put them together, they didn't touch. The magnetism wasn't strong enough. So I put a second magnet on each one of these, you know, to give it extra height, glued it, waited for it to dry, and I completely forgot about it when I woke up this morning. So I tried it just before the stream, and not enough. I can feel a little bit of a pull, but it's not enough. So we need to put a third magnet on there. So hey, we're learning, we're making mistakes, we're have some growing pains here. I never used these magnets before. Should have probably gotten the bigger ones but I was worried that the bigger ones would be too big. So, you know, hey, people make mistakes, and that's how we learn. So next time we do this, we'll know better. Good thing I got so many of these tiny magnets. Alright, so let's get separate these two pieces. Where's my glue? Oh, here we go. Did I get the newer one? Might have left it over. No way, it's not over there. Where did I put the newer glue? Like in case this runs out or this dries up too much, I wanted a newer one ready. It's probably in the table and I just can't see it from here. Anyway. Put a little bit. No, that's a lot of it. A little bit of glue, but you know, that's fine, that's fine. So, let's make sure to just pushing the glue to the side, so not too much rest on top, and want to make sure it adheres to the magnets underneath it, because when I finally get this thing on there, I don't want the magnets coming off when I put the sponsons off, you know. I just add a glob inside here, so because I can't imagine going more than 3, because it's right there on the rim. Okay, so it's going to take some time for that to dry up. And the good thing about this kind of glue is if you get it on your hand, you can just rub it off. And it comes out really easy, really clean. Okay, whoop. Gotta be careful not to lose these things. Alright. Push that off to the side. And maybe put a little glob in there. That's going to take some time for that to properly dry up. If we remember from last time, it took a few hours for the glue on this tank on the sides to be dry enough where we wouldn't have to worry about it just like kind of popping off the sides. I don't know if it's because this glue is just really old, or if I just forgot how long it takes for it to completely dry, because it'll keep things stuck together. But the moment you put a little bit of pressure, it just kind of like falls apart. Can I fix this camera a little bit? There we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. Let me cap that. Oh, before I forget, I'm going to Hola madre! ¿Cómo está? I want to link where we get the 3D model again. If anybody wants to 3D print this model themselves, that's where we got it. If you don't have a 3D printer and want somebody else to print it for you, my younger brother does 3D printing, and he's the one who 3D printed this for me, and that's his Etsy. Go to his Etsy, contact him first before you try to make any purchases so you can hammer out the details, and then he'll let you know what the best route is to go about it. It's a very small business. He has like, I want to say 2 3D printers, but he told me one of them is just kind of like on the fritz, so he has one that's officially working, and he's working on getting a second one. And he does more than these models. Like go to his Etsy. He does incredible stuff. He did like 3D portraits or 3D print portraits, which it looks like an actual painting, but it's embossed, so it's like kind of like sticking out. It's really cool how he sets it up. So he's doing some advanced stuff with his 3D printing. All right. Let's go ahead and wet that. Oh, bien. Gracias. Just hoping that we keep things going well. Hopefully this paint. Now I want to add a little bit more red to it, because this red is really dark. If we compare it to our Predator tank, the one that I painted 10 years ago, it's like it's super dark. Like it's supposed to be like not pure red, or slightly darker red. There's a hint of black, but I put too much black. So I left the paints over there. Give me a second. I'm just gonna put them down on the floor over here beside me. Oh, and I got the newer glue in case we need that. Oh, and just random thought. If you're here in the States, we got an election going on. Be sure to go out there and vote. I went out already. Like I mailed in my ballot. Did that today, so I'm all good. Even if you don't like the candidates, I do think it's important to vote. I'm not going to guilt trip you with like, oh, the troops, they fought for your right to vote. But I will say, at least in this country, the way I see it, we are very privileged to have the ability to vote. There's a lot of countries out there where it's people, they don't have the power to participate in their government. They don't have that kind of rights. So I see it as a really big privilege that I want to take advantage of. Even if the candidates I think are this bad, you can write in your own vote. You can write yourself in if you wanted to. But I do think having this power that a lot of other people would envy is important to use it. But that's the end of my PSA. Let's get back to painting. All right. We're gonna repaint the front. Gonna make that. We're gonna leave this cream, but we're gonna paint this red. See, this is why we got to do multiple coats. You see how you can still see the white underneath. The red just doesn't automatically overtake that. That's because the acrylic by nature is a little bit watery. That's why we need multiple coats. some people are disenchanted about voting because of the some. Yeah, like I can understand why some people feel like it's futile to vote, and it's not just the electoral college. Like that's just like the one of many reasons. Like some people feel like their votes don't matter. Some people feel like that no matter what they do, nothing will change, and that's a terrible feeling. I now understand why people feel that way. But if you want change, if you want things to like, if you want to change things, if you want things to be the same, if you want anything in this country, if you want any kind of power in how it's governed, that really is the only way to do it. Even if you have to deal with the electoral college, well, there's no point in complaining about how it's set up. You use it, figure out how to work it. You know, what's the phrase? Um, don't hate the player, hate the game. Well, don't, play the game. That's really the best way to do it is figure out how to work it. Oh, you know what? I got a great example. So, and I'm trying to remember the main name of this man, and it's really upsetting me that I can't remember the name of this one man. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing Blood Ravens, my favorite Space Marine chapter. So, who's the first black Supreme Court Justice in the United States? Federal Douglas, I think? Well, and I'm just going on a random rant. I know this has nothing to do with 40K. So, he was an attorney, a black man who lived in the South. And if you know much about the United States history, that's a pretty bad position to be in. But he was an attorney, a very good attorney, and he represented, black clients. And he was very good at his job. So when you're representing black people in the South during a time where it's, pretty bad to be a black person in the South, not just the South, but mainly the South, it's a tough position, but he would win cases. Hergo Marshall, was that it? Yeah, I think you're right. And he had this rule. It's like because he would have to travel to South, and he will need to be careful because those people coming after him. Then there were times where he needed to go to safe houses for him and his people to hide in, because South is dangerous. But he would not break the law. That was his main rule. He would work with the law. He wasn't trying to do any activism stuff. The way he felt about it was, if there's something wrong with the law, you change the law by using the law. In the court cases he was using, he pointed out how it wasn't working as intended. The spirit of the law wasn't being kept. The law was broken. And when he'll travel, he'll sit in the back of the bus. He'll drink out of the black water fountains. All the things that put black people down. Like he wasn't trying to protest against that, because if he did, he would have been arrested and he would have ruined his entire cause. And he would do this for years. And he got so good at what he did, he actually got invited to dinner by the president. I'm trying to remember the name of the president at the time. And he got in good with the president, and the president liked him so much and liked what he was doing, and saw what he was doing was a very positive thing to change the country for the better. He ultimately became the first black Supreme Justice. And I think, that was such a fascinating way, an incredible way to go about doing something good for the country. So when people get disenchanted about, voting, about how the electoral college works, and for any reason really, I think back to this guy who, instead of trying to cause a ruckus, used the law to his advantage and won. He ultimately won. So that's the way I see it. No point in complaining about it. Figure out how you could win with it. All right, so enough politics talk. Let's go back to nerd talk and talk about Blood Ravens. So I mentioned this in previous streams, but I used to work for THQ. And THQ owned Relic, and they were the developers of the Dawn of War games. And Relic, they created their own faction, which was the Blood Ravens, and I love the Dawn of War games. So since I was an employee of THQ, I said, like, you know what? I'm going to go deep dive on all the Blood Ravens lore and see what they're all about. And it's a fascinating lore, very mysterious, and you know, I like Dawn of War, so I figured when I got my first Space Marine army, I'm gonna go all the way Blood Ravens. And now they're official in the lore. Before they were just like not canon in 40k, they were just something for the video games. But they got popular enough where Game Workshop's like, you know what? They're official. Which is cool, but also brings up some problems. So there's a meme going around with the Blood Ravens that they're all thieves. That they're a bunch of chapter of thieves, right? The reason being is when you play the Dawn of War games, there's a lot of relics, weapons, armor, like all this stuff that's kind of like has Easter egg lore to them. That's from, you know, other chapters, other bits of the game, or other bits of the Warhammer lore that originally was put in the game just for, you know, for the fans, just for Easter egg stuff. It wasn't really meant to be anything. But since now they're official in the lore, official in 40k, it brings the question, how did they get all these relics? Relics that were lost during the Great Crusade. Relics that were supposed to be hidden and kept away in the armories of other chapters. Relics that were supposed to be lost in the war. Why do the Blood Ravens have these things? So, oh, they must have stolen it. So I think that's kind of funny. We found them, I swear, yeah, we found them in your pockets. Alright, there was this one meme comic I read. It was a Blood Raven talking to an Imperial Fist. And he was trying to have, like, you know, like this wholesome moment. Like, you know, brother, I want you to close your eyes. Imperial Fist closes his eyes. He's like, Blood Raven says, what do you see? The Imperial Fist is like, I don't see anything. Blood Raven's like, that's what the Imperium will be like without you. Imperial Fist opens his eyes and says, where'd my power sword go? That's the joke. I thought it was funny. Yeah, I actually heard Celia laugh across the hallway. She liked that one. I might need to go for a third coat of paint on this. These paints are really old. I didn't think they'd be like this separated. I mean, who would have thought that 10-year-old paint would work like this? Or maybe I'm just forgetting how acrylic paint works. Yeah, it's like back when I first, like my old YouTube channel, when I started doing this, I was actually doing book reviews for 40k book reviews, and that's when I started getting into the hobby. I was working at THQ. The first Space Marine game came into the office and we were testing it, and that's when like the entire office got hit by like Warhammer fever. It was nuts. That's when I got into the game. That's when I started painting models. And that channel lasted for like a couple years. But I got really upset with Game Workshop. Because, like, of course, they're a greedy company. Corporations are greedy. That's just the way it goes, right? But they started going digital with their codexes, right? It didn't drop the price. The codexes were still like $60. And then I bought the Orc Codex, and I noticed that there was some units missing. They cut out some of the special boss units. Well, why were they gone? Because they're selling them as DLC. You had to buy a special digital edition for this special war boss and his unit, and for the rules. And I think it was like $15 or something. It was like dumb expensive. And I'm thinking, I can't support this. This is like, I already spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on models, on codexes, trying to keep up, going from 5th edition to 6th edition and trying to get into 7th edition. It's a huge money pit. And then when they started pulling that, I was like, I can't keep up. So I stopped. But now that Space Marine 2 came out, I didn't work on that one. I'm out of the video game testing industry. Played Space Marine 2 and it got me hyped up. I wanted to paint again. It's like I didn't realize how badly I wanted to do this. So I got my younger brother to 3D print me this Predator. In fact, there's links in the chat if you want to know where the model came from and my brother's Etsy, if you're curious. And that's what we're doing now. I'm way out of practice. I didn't buy any new stuff. These are just the paints I had like hiding underneath my coffee table for like 10 years. And some of the paints separated. I had to shake them up pretty good to try to get them mixed up again. But I probably should have bought new paints. Hey, John Boy, welcome back. Oh yeah, no problem, bro. It's like I wouldn't be doing this right now if you didn't print this out for me. Lord knows I spent too much money buying models for Game Workshops, and to be honest, they make things really inconvenient. There was this one website called Forge World, which made really awesome 40K models, but it wasn't official models that you get out of the codexes. These were stuff that if you read the books, and then you find out about like these, like the vehicles and stuff, and special units that Game Workshops didn't make models for, Forge World did it. And they would make up their own rules for these models, and they did such a fantastic job. Well, I found out that, I don't know how recent it was, Game Workshops bought out Forge World. Forge World no longer exists. Something in Drat, that sucks. Well, maybe Game Workshops is going to make all those models that Forge World has. Nope. They made a very few, maybe 10% of the models that Forge World had. But the rest, nah, they're gone. Yeah, cool. Hey, feel free to hang out. That's why I got the lo-fi music playing. Just having a chill night. Just painting. Just chilling. I might ramble on from time to time, but honestly, if I wasn't streaming, I'd still be rambling on anyway. It's a problem, I know. Kind of feel like Tom Hanks in that one movie we saw on the island talking to volleyball. Except I just do that all the time. I don't need to be stranded on an island. Oh, you're making a kill team. Sweet. Are you sure, Celia? You have yet to answer my text that I sent yesterday. Just saying. A volleyball would have done it by now. You know, Celia and I, we live in the same apartment. And sometimes, like, I'll send her a text because, you know, I'll cook some food. I have some extra. I send her a text. It's like, oh, yeah, there's food for you in the kitchen. Days will pass. And I open up the fridge. Oh, the food is still there. It's like, Celia, did you not check your phone? It's like, what? Yeah, I made you food like a few days ago. Like, oh, thanks. Well, yeah, it's bad, so don't worry about it now. I'm just saying, if volleyball would have gotten it. I'm liking the shade of red better, but I don't know how many coats I'm gonna need for this. You know, my phone is beeped. It's over there in the living room. That's either I got another text from somebody else telling me to vote. I already did. Or Celia finally responded to that one text message I got. Even, you know, because I just reminded her. But, I don't think it's Celia. Love you, Celia. Wasn't me. Call it. I'm gonna wait for this to dry. So make sure it's even. Can't get rid of those streaks. Oh, thanks. Yeah, like as I mentioned earlier, like I forgot how long it takes for the glue to like hold. Like it'll keep things together as long as you don't put pressure on it, and it apparently takes hours for it to like completely seal. At least it did with this one, but then again, 10 years old. But even if it's not because of the age, I would still use this glue because it's just so much easier to work with. Like with super glue, you get that on your fingers. You know, it stays on your fingers and you just gotta wait for the skin to die off to get rid of super glue. This stuff, just rub your fingers together and it comes off like, you know, like you picked your nose. I'm gonna have to go to like let's probably a third or fourth coat because this is gonna be way too light because I started with the cream on that. And I try to change it to the red. But we'll get there. Where's that black coming from? So when I'm done with this tank, If I do another painting stream, I might go for... I might do this, because this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Efril Stern. Loves this as battle. But aside from that, I think I'm going to have to wait for my brother to print me out some more models. But I'm in no hurry. Eventually I'm going to go back to playing video games on stream. I know there's an update for HSR I haven't gotten to yet. Wuwa just got a new update. And I still haven't beaten Wukong yet. I know mi padre wants to see me get beat up in that game. And then I still need to get some of my friends to get in on Space Marine so I can play it with them. When I got beat that game, I played with Operations. I just want to play it again. Space Marine 2, that is. I played Space Marine 1 to death. I think I 100%ed that game, all the achievements, all the unlocks. It's one of the few games that I tested on that I actually played after it released. When you're a video game tester, most of the time when you're working on a game, like you are testing that game 8 to 10 to sometimes 12 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week, you know, depending on crunch or not. So by the time that game releases, you don't want to look at it again. You're so sick of it. Space Marine was one of the few games I played after it released. The other game that I played was Darksiders. That's the game I worked on, and I played after release. The first Darksiders. I didn't work on the second one, or third. THQ was closed by the time we got the third one out. You know, Silly, if you're still there, what do I have to do to get you to join me on one of these painting streams so you can finally finish painting your Space Wolves? We still got them in the closet. I think I'll do that red. Not liking that way it looks white. Either Celia dipped out or she's trying to ignore the question. I keep forgetting I need to try to keep this in frame for the camera. It's like I keep moving it closer and closer to my eyes to get a closer look, but then that kind of like takes the view away from you guys. Just gonna need to get a smaller brush to touch up some of the parts here. Get a little bit of a clump in. That's good. Now let's work on the cream color parts. Try to get that less streaky. Let me close that so it doesn't dry up. I want to make sure there's no bit of red left on this brush. You know, maybe I'll use different. I just let that soak in there and I'll use a different brush. Just this one. Alright. Okay, good, it's not dried. Ah! Touch the wet paint. Still back here. Aside from that clumping, it's actually looking pretty good. Get rid of those clumps. Back here. Whoop. Oh, got separated. Guess I was leaning my too much pressure on that. lines all over the place. I'll touch that up later. Make sure I don't touch the wet paint. Now this side, this spot right here is a little bit rough to paint. That's where the model got kind of scuffed. It could easily be attributed to battle damage. So I want to make sure the paint doesn't just make it look awkward. Make sure it doesn't clump up. Yeah, paint that when paint clumps, it always makes things look really, really awkward. Okay. I know it might be hard to see the detail, the webcam. Because let's face it, on the webcam it's looking way redder on the webcam than it is to my own eyeball, so I have no idea what you can see here. And I'm thinking Originally I was going to paint this red too, but I might go black for this. And these things, which are supposed to be glued up on there. Like, I haven't touched it yet because I was supposed to glue them on, but I wanted to make sure I got the magnet situation sorted out. Which, let's see how the magnets are doing. I only did it with the one heavy bolter so far. And is it this one? No, it wasn't that one. I'm so disorganized right now. Oh, and John Boy, if you're still there, I found out that with these things, it's like there's an easier way. You don't need to take a knife to pop that out. Just go from the back. And when I went to the back, this came right off. So it's a lot safer and a lot easier. So where is that? Like, I had it here earlier. Oh, here we go. Let's leave all the sponsoons over here. Okay. Hopefully the glue's dried up enough that it doesn't rip the magnets off. And hopefully the magnets are close enough that they'll stay. That'll stick. There we go. Okay, it's not perfect. It's kind of tilted to the side there. Like it says, wait. It's okay, wait. Look at the face cam. It's staying. It's like when I tilt it like this, it kind of like it doesn't work well when you tilt it like this. But you're not gonna do that. You're gonna have it like stay flat. But there we go. So it kind of worked. Magnets didn't get ripped off. Right, cool. So this works. Now when we get the other ones, we gotta make sure that all the magnets I add to the other sponsoons also have the same, like, or the opposite polarity, so they stick too, as opposed to getting pushed apart. So let me do that real quick. See, this heavy bolter would have worked with this one. Yes, there is a clear left and right side for each sponsoon. So this is for the left side. So let me get all the left side sponsoons. That's the right. This is the right. That's left. That's left. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure the magnets stick here properly. We gotta go 3 deep. Once we got the magnets in these sponsoons in the correct order, I can glue this onto here. Okay, which direction is this gonna go? Gotta make sure it doesn't get stuck. I don't feel pull goes away. It's really hard to tell. Oh, got the opposite. So let's flip it this way. Cool. Wait, hold up, did I screw it up? Hold up, let me do it again. Okay. I want to make sure I don't pull off the ones that I glued in there. Drat. I got 2 of them. Do I get the 3rd one? Okay. And I forget which order it was supposed to be in. This could have gone better. I'm going to try to hold on to it so it doesn't get pulled off. I think this is the correct way. Okay. This is for the last cannon. Where's the glue? And I will cry in frustration if I got this backwards. Sure we get the glue inside in those corners. Okay, take some time for that to dry. We gotta get this one, 3 more. Yeah, it's like I said, I got the wrong size. I got the smallest ones possible. These are the kind of magnets you would use for like these models. Like if you wanted to like drill holes in the model so you could like swap out guns, swap out like swords or axes, whatever. You use these really tiny ones. With these bigger for the vehicles, I should have gotten the next magnet up from this. You know, hey, you live and you learn. Let's see. Trying to hold it in a way where the magnet wouldn't just get yanked out. Okay, that was a pull. Which means I know how this has to go in. You know, I'll just put the glue in here. Okay. Let me add a little bit more. Let those dry out. So now that we decided we're going to paint this black, let's actually get a black cup here. Let me stick this one. Shake it up. All right. Hopefully that be shaken up enough. Okay, not a good sign. Oh, it's still chunky. It's still chunky. Let's get a little bit of water in there. No idea how well this is gonna go. Alright, well, seeing as how the primer I use was black, it'll be really hard to tell any unevenness. So I guess it works out. Well, until I paint on the parts where the primer didn't go. Then I really see the problem. Now we are not going to paint on the spot where we gotta glue it. Okay, we don't want to paint on the magnets, but we want to paint on everything around it. I don't know why this one spot, the paint just doesn't want to stick, and I don't understand why. Okay. That should work out okay. Thought I had tweezers here. Because I need to paint on this side. The spot I'm holding right now, I need to paint that a little bit. It's dry-ish. Alright, we're gonna let that dry. We could get working on other spawns soon. I'll at least paint this other one. We don't have any magnets in this one because we're using that one as a test one. Let's get that all painted up. And then when this paint dries, then we'll get the magnets in there. Let's clump it up a little bit here. Let that dry. It's a little bit wetter than it was before. And we want to get these metal plates beside the door also painted black. You know, I think I'm gonna go with a much smaller brush for this one. Actually, I don't think we need to go super tiny. We'll go this one work out? Yeah, let's see how well this one works. You know, even somebody who plays golf, you gotta know which clubs to use in the right moment. Same thing when you're using brushes. And anybody who's painted along, chilling out with the music, I would love to see your progress in what you're painting. Uh, Now, this isn't too much of a shameless shout out for my Twitter. I barely use Twitter, but I am on there. Gokulito187. Actually, do I have that on my details page? I probably do. I don't know. Yeah, send it to me on there. I want to see it. Back when was still using my old channel, I had my own website where I would embed my YouTube channels, the book reviews onto this website, because back in the day, YouTube wasn't nearly the powerhouse it is now. So a lot of YouTube channels, they still had their own personal blogs, putting up their videos there. I was no different. And on my blog, I would post pictures of my models. I remember I used to have it. I remember I was so proud when I got the Hellbrute. I bought one of the new 40k starter packs, which came with Dark Angels and Chaos Cultists, and they came with a Hellbrute. Oh, I was so happy the way I painted the guy. So I put it up on my blog. Just nowadays, I'll just do that on Twitter. I've been drinking my coffee. Let's get that in the cracks over there. I don't know what you meant to type there, John Boy. Hey, thanks. You two have a great night. And say goodnight to the kids for me, too. Okay, let's get the main doorway painted black. I completely forgot I was purposely trying to not paint this black because we still needed to glue the things on there. This was a huge mistake. That was a big mental slip up on my part. Nope, we're just gonna have to wait and see how that turns out. See, this... we can finish painting this too, at least. Alright, let that dry up. Now for this left side, which is what we just painted. Oh, we're going to attempt it. And a little bit goes a long way. Now you don't need to press hard. I know by instinct you just want to like squeeze it as hard as you want, as hard as you can. But that's not going to make the glue dry up any faster. You know, just put just enough pressure to hold it there. Like, and it'll stick. It'll stay there. Now the glue's not dry yet. So you know, too much pressure or just too much gravity in this case, and it'll fall off. So you just want to hold it there and let it be. Let the glue do its thing. While it's doing its thing, get some turrets we gotta upgrade. Not upgrade, but finish up. Now, did I want to add any black to this? The barrels. Parts of the barrels I didn't want to paint black. I want to do bronze for the plates up front though. But the barrels, black. Okay, we get a little bit of black in the corners there. Just paint over that with the bronze. Now these are the Predator twin link blast cannons. Right, let that dry up. Gonna do the same thing for the barrels for the Flamestorm. Wait, that is just I just noticed the Flamestorm, this thing kind of snapped off. I wonder where that piece went. Yeah, you know what? Battle damage. bronze here, maybe do like a little bit of yellow and red to indicate like how hot it is. We'll let this dry up first. Hey, so, you know, you didn't answer my question earlier. What do I have to do to convince you to join me in one of these kind of streams where you get to finally finish painting your space wolves? Well, when you figure it out, let me know, and I'll do what I can to do it. Now, I am hesitant to paint this part because they are going to be covered up, right, by those lids. But if I ever wanted to open it up, you know, I'll put like a space marine sticking out of here, which means I would have to glue that there, and I don't want to glue it on top of paint. But it is kind of weird to just have that, you know, that flat color. So that's going to be a decision I have to make later. Oh no, you're fine. Reno silly, she's getting some snack. She's microwaving some chicken in the microwave, where you usually microwave things. Again, the paint in between each of the barrels on the twin linked assault cannon. It's gonna be a bit rough. Good thing I picked black. It'll be harder to notice the spots I missed with black. Ooh, heavy bolters. Heavy bolters gonna be mostly black. Now, if this was a GW model, this top part holding the heavy bolters together, that would have been separate, and then you would have to like glue it back, glue it yourself. With the 3D print, it comes together. It does make it like slightly more challenging to paint, but it is less hassle. You got one less piece you got to worry about falling off, because I know I got a razorback over there, where this lid is just always popping off. get a smaller brush to get the inside there, but let's get this back first. Alright, let's get a smaller one. Dig in pretty deep in there. It's kind of hard to see without the good lighting. Trying to get in between these bolters. Now the handle of the brush itself is becoming a problem. Go. Work that away. Let's get inside the barrels. Don't need to be perfect inside there. Just leaving it unpainted. It's like you see that like really light gray in there and really sticks out. So just covering that up would help out a lot. And let's get down underneath here. We'll also paint that black. I think I was doing a cream color for all of these things, but I think it'll be really difficult to try to get that cream color and like not make it a mess. So we'll just stick with black for this. That's a safe pick. I might go with a different brush on this one. We can use a smaller one to get the corners. Okay, now we need small for the corners. The really, really small one, which is... Nope. Here we go. We do this to dry off the water from the brush. Don't want it too wet. Feels like I'm threading a needle in here. And I just noticed, like, when I'm like really in deep concentration, I tend to suck on my lips a lot. I'm just gonna touch up some spots here I noticed I missed. Okay. And can I get the... Oh, whirlwind. Ooh, what am I gonna paint the missiles? I might go for a light gray on the missiles and probably like paint the tips like a dot of red on the very tip of it. But I'll do the braces that are holding the missiles, I'll do that black. And then I'll do this back part black as well. So let me change up the brushes again. Maybe I'll go yellow with the very like tips of it. I don't know, I might try that. Okay, now I got the black taken care of on all those. You know, I haven't even painted any of the sponsoons. Just noticed that. Well, since I got the magnets hooked up on these, I might as well start taking care of this. Every bolter's definitely going to be black. Now we got the black out, so let's just go ahead and take care of that. I think I'll paint the entire thing black because what I want the belt to be a little bit grayish. But for now, I'll paint it all black and I'll paint gray on top of that afterward. That's the second coat. Now the heavy flamer. I'm gonna do the barrel part and the tube black. This I'm gonna do like a little bit of bronze, and same thing I was planning on doing for this. And the tanks are going to be, what are fuel tanks? I mean, I guess red would be the obvious one, but would yellow also work out? A yellowish red? We'll do a yellowish red. Wait, no, that'll just be orange. We'll do orange. I mean, that's what yellow and red combined do, right? Orange? Pretty sure. There, yellow, red equals orange. Start with yellow and then add a little red until you get the right color. Thank you. I wonder. Celia, do you know what color napalm is? Like, and I don't mean the fire, I mean like before, you know, it becomes fire. Well, I don't know what it was like, you know, in real life. That's what I'm trying to figure out. There we go. this last cannon. See, not much of the barrel to paint. I might do... Well, I'm going to do red on that for sure. Might do silver around here and then bronze on the tip. Yeah, let's just get the barrel black. There's not much of the barrel there to paint. You know, we haven't even done the other side of sponsors. We should, Is this right up? Let's get the magnets in this thing. Okay, got that. Well, 3 magnets. Doesn't matter how these go in. Everything else is going to have to conform to these 3. What? Okay, got 3 in there. Let's stand them up. Be good. We need that to dry before we start testing out the direction the other ones need to go in. We can at least paint these for now. And I wonder how long it would have taken my old self to have painted this thing. I can't imagine it would have taken me like so many hours for all this. Like, I'm not getting too complicated with the paint scheme. I wonder. Like, I'm not in a hurry or anything. But like, I've painted like entire armies. And I know, at least when you're painting like, you know, 20 models, like infantry models, you tend to cut corners a little bit. You just want to get them painted so you can use them. I mean, you don't need to paint them to use them in tournaments and stuff, but you don't want them to be naked either. So you just keep doing like, okay, they're all just like this one flat color. Maybe you add a little highlight here and there, and that's it. But I'm not exactly doing super complicated stuff here. I'm just way out of practice. Try to do the appearance of napalm man. Huh. Good to know. Sometimes it's a gray blob, sometimes orange translucent liquid, sometimes it looks like cinnamon apple butter. That napalm sounds delicious. Bet it's spicy. Whoops. Oh, almost fell into the thing of paint. Alright, I think we're done with black for now. Let me see. I'm going to do a black wash, but that comes at the very end. Okay. We're going to go back to cream and we're going to get all these other pieces done. Is there another brush I could use? This one's not too big, I don't think. See a little bit of red on that. Okay. So we're gonna do these lids. And then we gotta do the turrets. We don't need that much. Just a little bit. is much more evenly painted. Looking good. I haven't even started on this one. Maybe we could do black on this. That way I don't have to worry about doing multiple coats. In fact, I should probably do something at the bottom in case I decide to have these things open and hanging out so it's not just, you know, completely unpainted. This piece too. Might need to go for a smaller one just since gotta navigate around some red there. I don't think there's any reason for the bottom part to be seen, but I'll paint it anyway. I guess this is supposed to be like if I'm going to make this into a rhino, you just kind of put this on top and that's it. There'll be no point where it's going to be like tilted up or anything. this is a little bit messy. Let's see if we could tidy it up just a little bit. Oh, I think a little bit being the operative word there. That's fine. Do need to get the second coat of red on these things. So I think we're done with the white. With the cream color white. I'm gonna use the same brush, but we're gonna get the red out. Make sure we rinse that off well. Well, let me do the sponsoon real quick, since I haven't really done much work on these things. Yeah, the red on this really makes it pop. Yeah, I know I've been really quiet lately, but I've just been, you know, in the zone. You know, I was really hoping I'd get completely done with this, or at least the painted parts, by this stream, but I am just going so slow. I wouldn't want to do a third stream on this one model. There's already red on that. See, we're already at it for 2 hours. See if we could pick up the speed a little bit. Let that dry. Now, let's get the turrets going. Not sure if that's the right term for this. Gotta make sure that spreads out evenly. It's not at the moment. It's kind of clumping up. Let me spread out over here. Pick up this clump, get it up over here. It's looking better. You know what? I just remembered again, because I keep forgetting. I got coffee right there. It's cold. I'll still drink it. But I should get a straw. And I just have my coffee right here. And just sip on it while I paint. I had coffee yesterday when I was doing the stream. I had left it off to the side. Completely forgot about it. Till like the very end of the stream. I was just so focused on painting. You know, remember there would have been times back in the day. where I would just get so engrossed in painting. I think at some point, my hands would start shaking. Like, uh-oh, this is gonna be bad for painting. Why are my hands shaking? And it turns out I haven't eaten in hours. It's got low blood sugar. They go, I need food. My body's dying. A little bit of the red spilled onto the white there. Where did black come from? Got black smeared on there somehow. No idea what's going on with that. I gotta spread it out a little bit. Still darker than my original Predator, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I doubt I'm gonna get it exact. You know, I've been thinking of completely redoing my Sisters of Battle army since, well, a lot of the models I have for it, mainly the infantry units, it's these really cheap models I found on some random website, and I got like 100 of them. But if I were to replace them, seeing as how it's taken me so long to paint this one tank, I am wondering how long will it take for me to finish that my sister's army if I just completely restarted them. I mean, it's not like I'm in a hurry or anything. It does feel a little bit daunting though. Alright, let's get a relief there. Right here. Maybe one of these days, you know, if anybody wants to see it, I could do a showcase of my armies. Or at the very least, the best pieces of my armies. You know, if that's something you guys are interested in, I don't know, let me know. Get dry. I'm gonna do a second paint on these last cannons real quick. A little bit too much on here, it's clumping up. Let's see if we can wipe some of that on here. Not letting any of it go to waste. That dry up. Did I miss any? Wait, did I get this one? I didn't get this one. Ah, I already made a huge mistake there. minimize the damage. And the sad thing is, I probably wouldn't even use this piece since it's for a Bale Predator, and I don't run Blood Angels. Although, I think I mentioned this before, I could use this for my Sisters of Battle and use it as an emulator tank. I don't think I would use this for as a razorback. I mean, as a rhino. But I should still definitely polish this piece up. Oops. All right, let's see if this thing, if it's gonna hold. All right, so it's not falling. See if we can handle the weight of The heavy bolter. Stuck on there. It's not falling. Nice. What about... Do I have magnets in these yet? Okay. Heavy flamer. The magnets came right off. Okay, the glue's not ready. Uh-oh. And this all came off. Well, poop. Alright, got those two. There's one more I need to yank out here. Okay. And then, of course, this fell off. Let's get that back on there. I need to add some more glue. Yeah, we might not be able to test these out for a few hours. Well after stream. Where's the lid for this? Did I lose the lid for the glue? It's probably like somewhere on here that you guys are looking at, but I can't, I'm not noticing it. Did I drop it? What happened to the lid? You see it anywhere? Don't type, oh, it's right there. Because I'm not sure what you mean. If you type anything, be specific. Oh, wait. I think I found that it's rolled underneath the tray. Okay. Alright, so leave that. Wait for it to dry. Which means I shouldn't test this yet, so we're not going to be putting magnets in these until later. What time are we looking at here? Got a little bit of time left. Let me close that up. Wait, can we do a third coat? No, wait. I want that to dry. I'm going to put bronze on the tips of some of these weapons here. Or is it copper? What does it say the color? I'm not seeing the color. Oh, raw Cena. What? I guess raw Cena is bronze. Okay. I hope this paint is still good. Dry bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, that's chonky. That just means we gotta add some water to it. Don't want to put too much because then it's just going to be watery. Well, we don't want it to be so chunk. Just realized I just had the chat cover that up. Okay, here we go. Mix it up. Ten-year-old paint, people. That's what we're dealing with. probably didn't store these things in the best way possible either. You think that's oatmeal? I was thinking it's more like poop. But yeah. Yeah, it says, okay, so it says raw Cena. I don't know, it's if we focus. There we go. Hey, that's what the label says. Now, the thing is, like with these paints I have here to the side, which also include gold, probably also chunky, and silver, probably also chunky, is that they have this metallic coat into it. Almost like a, sort of like a glitterish kind of texture. So let's see how well this is going to go on. Alright, it's spreading alright. Not great, but it is alright. A little bit too watery. I think the brush is getting a little bit too stiff. I got a clump of it. It's no good. Okay. We'll let that part dry up a little bit because I think a second coating is going to be where it gets perfect. Just make sure there's no chunks in there. In between that. Well, you know what I just realized? Celia said this was like oatmeal. I said it looked like poop. Celia, do you just think oatmeal looks like poop? Is that why you don't eat oatmeal? There's nothing weird about oatmeal. Okay, we're just gonna let that dry. Hopefully the second coating will fix that up. Now let's get the autocannon. Like when I'm all done, I'm going to do a black wash to get in those cracks. So it won't be too much of an issue if we get some of the Cena inside those cracks. So weird calling it Cena. I didn't even know like raw Cena was a color. Sienna or Sienna? Because I ain't gonna be clicking. You're gonna have to read it to me, Celia. I'm too busy painting. I say read it to me. I can't hear you read. You're gonna have to type it out to me, Celia. Copy and paste that.
Oh, raw sienna.
Raw sienna.
Yeah, raw sienna.
It sounds like a food ingredient. Raw sienna or not, however it's supposed to be. I don't know why it's named that. It works pretty well on these cannons. I like the way they turn out. Get that over the second coat. I'm going to do the raw sienna around here, and then I'm going to see if I could add burn or scorch marks on the tip. I know I've done that in the past, I don't remember how. So that's something I'm going to have to go into my mind palace to try to remember. The brush is getting a little bit stiff. Gotta wet that. Let's see. Dabbing it. Okay. Did not work as well as I hoped. Let's try a different brush. That was too much red. Let's try a tiny brush. about the chunks. Just get the color where we need it to be and not clump up in those slots. Fade out a little bit. Okay, we'll do a very light second coat. So we're gonna let that dry out. Now we're gonna do the sienna around the guards holding in those barrels here for the twin-linked autocannon. I mean twin-linked assault cannon, that's what this is. This little brush isn't holding up this paint too well. That's the paint's fault, really. Got a ceiling fan up there. Like I left it on, hoping that it could help dry out the paint jobs faster, so I can do the extra coatings more quickly. If it's been making a difference, I haven't been noticing. Maybe because I haven't been paying attention. Probably is. I got a clump underneath here. Spread that out. Alright, let that dry. So, first go. I know, I think that's looking pretty good. Let's see how it looks with, oops, the lid. Let's get a good, there we go. Now, you probably can't see the finer details, but it's kind of washed out here because it's just one coat and I'm going to need to put a second coat in, so it's not so faded. I don't think the camera's picking that up too well, but I don't know, I think the scheme's working out pretty well. Okay, that's gonna stay. It's stuck, but it's probably still too fragile. So we could do another go at the red paint here. But do I want any of the scene on this? I don't think I want any scene on this. Oh wait, I completely forgot the sponsoons. Of course, I should be painting this as well. These are always an afterthought for me. I will use this brush for the last kind of sponsoons. Enough paint on there. It's a bit clumpy, but I'm gonna need to spread that out. Well, let's get this too. I didn't mention this earlier. This music is playing right now. This is giving me Kenshi vibes. Like really hip hop Kenshi. Or lo-fi Kenshi. I don't know if you ever played Kenshi. Any of you out there? Great game. I love Kenshi. Can't wait for the sequel to come out. Like Kenshi is like one of the few sandbox games that really does feel like a sandbox. But it is a brutal game. What up is a little bit build up around here. Let's get that. Alright. I'll need to wait for that to dry up so we can do another pass. Oh, I wanted to point out, like, even though it's washed out, it might be hard to see. Since Sienna, raw Sienna is like a metallic color, there's like a special shine to it. It's like it's more noticeable with gold and silver, but it is a little bit here. Like maybe after the second coating, it'll be easier to see. But it does give it like more of a metal feel, or metal look to it, which is what I like about these metallic colors. Maybe butter's not gonna meet it. iron oxide. Are there ingredients back here? I don't see a list of ingredients, but hey, if this iron oxide, that explains why it gets that that iron-like texture. I mean, it'll make sense. Let's see, do I need any more casino? Oh, you found that out when you was double checking how to. Oh. Well, good job, Sal. Let's do one final go of the red paint on the vehicle. It is getting pretty late. You know what? I might call it there. Let's see. Siena from the Italian Terra da Siena, meaning Earth of Siena. Siena's the word I wanted to know about. Okay, is an earth pigment containing iron oxide and magnesium oxide. In the natural state, it is yellowish brown and is called raw sienna. When heated, it becomes a reddish brown and it is called burnt sienna. But when it is invisible, it is called John Cena. Sorry, I had to make that joke eventually. I want to get started on just doing the final coat of red paint on all these, but it is getting late. So I think I might call the stream there. So, do you mind if I leave this setup here? I know I got the... might not be too inconvenient to walk around. But I just don't want to put this stuff away. I will if it's going to be a bother though. But yeah, so guys, tomorrow I'll be honest, I wanted to play some gacha games on stream tomorrow, but it's my short shift on work. So what I might do is in the middle of the day I might stream some HSR and some Wuwa. And then late at night, we will finally finish painting this one vehicle. So I think, thanks, so I appreciate it. So I think that's going to be the plan. So everybody that's chilling, I hope you had a great time chilling. If you're painting, I hope your projects are going wonderful. I miss doing this. I want to keep doing more, but I'm hungry and I gotta sleep and I got work early in the morning. So I gotta focus on that. And I still don't have an outro scene on this, so it's just gonna end. Hope you all have a great night. Later.